Students, you're welcome to sit. Distinguished faculty and staff, honored guests, esteemed members of our Community Advisory Council, family and friends that are joining us here live at the historic Babcock Theater, and those joining us online, and most importantly, our incredible group of medical students and master's students. Welcome to the Rocky Vista University's inaugural Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine's White Coat Ceremony. Wonderful program ready for you today, and I would just like to acknowledge and thank our Associate Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Terry Blevins, Shayla Garman, and the entire Student Affairs team, and all those who helped. Please, let's give them a round of applause. I'd also like to thank the hard work of our Manager of Marketing and Communications, Ariane Snyder, and her team for all the wonderful pictures and the slideshows and the recordings. So let's give them a round of applause. Today's ceremony of donning the white coat symbolizes our students being inducted into the noble medical profession, a profession dedicated to alleviating suffering and to improve the lives of people and the community. But receiving the white coat today, there's another symbolic meaning to that as well. It marks the transformation of you into a medical professional, specifically and specially trained in osteopathic medicine, where you earn the degree of DO, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. What is a DO? I have been asked this question 1,000 times, and undoubtedly you will be asked this question as well. Well, here's my 60-second answer to this question. DOs, just like our MD colleagues, are fully licensed physicians to practice anywhere in the United States, unrestricted in medicine and surgery, in any specialty or subspecialty. DOs are trained, and we believe in 3 philosophical points. These points are, number 1, that the patient is a body, and that body is a unit of mind, body, and spirit. 2, that the body has an inherent capability of self-healing and self-regulation. And 3, that structure and function are reciprocally interrelated. So with these philosophical points, osteopathic medical students get additional training, over 200 hours of additional medical training to utilize our hands, to find structural problems, and to treat them with special osteopathic manipulative treatment techniques. So in summary, DOs are wonderful doctors. After immigrating to the United States when I was a little boy and growing up in this country in the mid-70s and 80s, I quickly realized that I looked different. In my family, we ate different food and we had different customs. And because of that, I was teased quite a bit. And I was embarrassed of ethnicity and who I was. Well, it took me a while, but once I accepted my ethnicity and who I was, and once I embraced it and became proud of it, I found gratitude and joy in being different. Being in a minority category is never easy. And will always be viewed differently and treated differently in any country, in any society. And that's typically due to ignorance or just plain bias. We cannot be ashamed or deterred by this, especially for us in such a highly respected profession in medicine. What we should be doing is to proudly defend our osteopathic profession and educate people with your knowledge and your unique viewpoint. And this way, we change the perspective of the people. You know, I talked about transformation before, and I want to share with you a little military history about the Marines, because I'm a fan of military history and culture. In 1975, during the Revolutionary War, the Continental Marines was established, and this was to augment the naval forces during the war. That has evolved. 23 years later, in 1798, the Continental Marines transformed into the Marine Corps. And we all know what the Marine Corps does, but did you know that they are a very small minority group? According to ChatGPT, there are about 186 active Marines in the United States, compared to approximately 1.3 million Army soldier active duty in the United States. But yet, everyone recognizes the Marines and gives them a tremendous amount of respect. The Marines have a wonderful slogan, "Few, the proud, the Marines." And like those who chose to be a Marine, you chose, our students, you chose to be here. And our incredible class of students. We have students with perfect 4.0 GPAs. We have students with high MCAT scores, as high as 521. But most importantly, we have students who have integrity, who have strong characters, and the people that we believe will be excellent positions in the future. So you chose to come to MCOM. You had choices to go to PA school, NP school, MD school, whether here in America or internationally, but you chose to be here. And I want to assure you, you made an excellent decision. Because your future is so bright. The decision that you have made, I want you to be proud of, is that we welcome you now into the osteopathic profession. The few are proud of you. So moving on with this beautiful ceremony we have prepared for you, I would like to now invite Mr. Steve Artiscow. He is the CEO and Executive Director of the Big Sky Economic Development, who was instrumental with his leadership in bringing this medical school here into building a hub of medical excellence in this region. Steve will come up here and offer the invitation for us.
Well, good morning. Dr. Park got such more arousing accolades than I did. Now, I need you to do something. The last person in the parade of students that came in got no applause. The first group of students did. So can we give it up for the students? Dr. Park, I want to thank you for the opportunity to offer the invocation. It's a great word. Your friendship, your leadership, absolutely very well appreciated and respected. Thank you, my friend. I want to tell you why I'm so honored to give an invocation. It should be simple. In fact, I could have done an artificial intelligence thing and said prayer for a white coat ceremony. I did not do that. Although it would be shorter if I did that. Let me tell you why I'm so honored. I just spent last week on a 23-hour road trip from Billings, Montana to Columbus, Ohio with my son. That's 1,600 miles. It's technically 22 hours and 58 minutes. I don't know if we were doing the speed limit, it could have been a little bit shorter. My son, Dr. Anthony Artiscow, headed to Columbus, Ohio State University, for his fellowship. Do you have any Michigan fans? I started a little problem. I should just get right to the prayer. He's going to do a fellowship training there. Anyway, I asked him, well, let me first say this. 22 hours of astonishing legend podcasts. Oh my gosh, I almost died. So about 20 hours in, I said, can we turn off the podcast for a minute? And I asked my son, I said, Tony, tell me, what were you feeling and thinking during your white coat ceremony? And so he said, Dad, I was first very excited. I'm sure you are as well. But I'm nervous. He said nervous as hell. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. He also said he was uncertain, a little just shaky about, am I really prepared to do what I'm about ready to do? But he also felt very blessed. So in my invocation today, I want to provide you encouragement, students. I can also tell you that that's not my first road trip with my son. I have had several road trips with my son throughout his medical education journey. Some through blizzards, many eating dinner that included sandwiches from gas stations. I mean, we just were on this journey together because I was vested in his success. And students, I know every single one of you has a person in your life that is vested in your success, that has endured with pleasure your road trip, your journey. And so it is in a spirit of encouragement and gratitude and blessing that I offer this invocation. So would you join me in prayer? Lord God, we are so absolutely blessed to come here today. We pray, Lord, that our gathering here is an absolute honor to you. As we lift up these men and women who are embarking on a medical education, Lord, we know that you want to be a part of that journey with them, to encourage them and strengthen them. We know they're probably sitting here today, nervous, excited, and all that mix of emotions. I'd ask you to calm them. You give them confidence and strength, Lord, as they pursue their medical education. Lord, we also come and we're grateful. We're grateful for the men and women, parents, aunts, uncles, mentors that have been a part of their life. Thank you for their dedication and their perseverance and support of these students. Lord, as a community, we're very grateful. We're very grateful, Lord, to have these students in our community, to have the Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine as a part of our community and now a part of the fabric of our community. We are so blessed, Lord, for that gift that you've given us. And Lord, with that, would you please encourage us as citizens of this community and leaders to be a part of our students, the students' success. Lord, encourage us to be active in their education, encourage them, support them, feed them, whatever we need to do to help them in this journey. Lord God, thank you for today, this beautiful day you've given all of us. I'd ask you again to be with these students and be a part of their journey. I ask this all in your Son's name. Amen.
Also for your service as the chair of our Community Advisory Council for the past 2 years and for your friendship. And now it is my great honor to introduce to you a very special person who leads the city of Billings in his role as the mayor. And he is a champion for the community and is a champion on our Community Advisory Council as well for this first medical school here in the region, and who has also become a great personal friend of mine. So Mayor Bill Cole, please join me up here for your remarks.
Thank you, David. It is a privilege to be here today and to be your friend. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Billings. If you thought you were someplace else, you're in trouble, but this is Billings, Montana, and it's a great day to be here at the Babcock Theater for the first ever White Coat ceremony of the Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine. This historic Babcock Theater, in case you were curious, was built in 1907. It almost burned to the ground in 1935, and then it was rebuilt in the 1940s as a cinema, or as a movie theater, after having originally been built for live performances. After it fell into disrepair in the 1980s, 1990s, it was remodeled and reopened to the public in 2012. The city of Billings acquired the theater in 2018, entered into a contract with Art House Cinema to manage the facility. And over the years, this Babcock Theater has hosted many historic events, but none can compare to what happened here on, August 4, 2023. And yes, if you were wondering, that is an applause. To the medical students who will soon receive their white coats, and to their families, I want you to know that you have not only joined the MCOM and Rocky Vista Medical School family, but you are now also a welcome part of our local community. The citizens of Billings, Yellowstone County, and all of Montana are genuinely glad that you are here. And we intend to do everything that we can to make your next 4 years not just educationally productive, but also socially satisfying, interesting, and just plain fun. In today's increasingly lonely and atomistic world, we all yearn to connect with others and to be part of something that's larger than just ourselves. Even if we don't always admit that publicly, or we think that we are the only one who is the odd man out. I never went to medical school, but I did go to law school, and my father was a family physician. And based on those experiences, I encourage you to embark on your educational program. But as you do, to resist the temptation to retreat too deeply into the anonymity of solitary study and textbooks. Whatever substitutes for textbooks nowadays, I don't know. I guess they might still have those things. Instead, I challenge you to cultivate the more important and ultimately more satisfying skills of human connection, empathy, humility, service, communication, and love. One way to do that is to connect with people and organizations in the larger community outside your immediate MCOM galaxy. I know that will be difficult given the demands of medical school, but in the end, it'll be worth it. And to the parents and other family members in the audience, I also want to offer a special Montana welcome to you. Yes, we do say howdy, at least on occasion, so howdy. And also to say thank you. Thank you for lending us your children, spouses, siblings, and other loved ones. Let me assure you that they are in good hands. The leadership, faculty, and staff of the Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine are top-notch. And so are your students, fellow students. I've had the privilege, along with my wife Ann, of meeting many of them over the last several months. They hail from all over the United States and abroad and excel in academic achievement, diversity, commitment to others, and collegiality. This is also a good time to discover Billings, Montana's largest city. Billings has always been the center of high-quality healthcare in the northern Rocky Mountain region. And the opening of MCOM has further solidified that reputation. Billings is home to Montana's two largest hospitals. Our oldest hospital, St. Vincent Healthcare and Intermountain Health, will soon start construction on a complete replacement of their current facility at a cost approaching $1 billion. Just yesterday, Billings Clinic announced that it had obtained approvals to create a level 1 trauma center in Billings and had also finalized plans to join with Logan Health in western Montana to create a combined organization that will serve roughly 9,000 employees. Billings also hosts many independent physicians and healthcare professionals, clinics, facilities operated by the Veterans Health Administration, Riverstone Health, Indian Health Service, Advanced Care Hospitals, and many other organizations and individuals. Billings continues to enjoy steady population growth, the most diversified economy in Montana, reasonably affordable housing, and a high quality of life, thanks to our many parks, trails, natural areas, and cultural resources. By the way, if you're looking for something to do tonight, the quarterly Billings Downtown Art Walk is from 5 to 9 and features many downtown art galleries, businesses, and restaurants that display the artwork of our local artists from this region, and it's an awful lot of fun. So get out and enjoy Art Walk tonight. But parents, to you, now that your children have moved to Billings, put down deposits, and mostly unpack their stuff, I do have to confess one thing. You might accuse me of being a switch on this, but that's okay. That's tough. That's the reality. And that is that once your sons and daughters have graduated in 4 years, or perhaps after they've completed residency or fellowship in some far-flung part of the world, we have no intention of ever letting them go. We intend to do everything that we can to keep them here, or to lure them back. We hope that they will put down Montana roots and learn to drive a pickup truck, just as their dean has done. They can skip the cowboy boots, but that's up to you. Even if they do have to fly back home on occasionally to visit mom and dad, we understand. And to the MCOM faculty and administration, and to the hundreds of community members and supporters who made this day possible, I don't have to say welcome to you again, but I do need to say congratulations. If it were not for your vision and your hard work, we would not be here today. You can take pride in what you have done in creating Montana's first medical school and the quality health care that these students will provide in the future. By definition, the present is not history. But history is being made in the present here today. And I hope that the significance of this day will never be forgotten. I brought with me today one of my favorite pocketbooks. It's called, simply enough, The History of Montana Illustrated. This book was mostly written by early homesteaders and business people who came to Montana after it became a territory in 1864. What I like so much about this 3-inch thick, 10-pound history of Montana, think about the name, History of Montana, is not so much its content, but the date that it was published, 1885. So what's significant about that date? Well, Montana didn't become a state until 1889, 4 years after this book was published. But those early pioneers were committed to memorializing what they knew was then merely the present, but they knew it would someday become history. It's never too early to preserve your past or to write your own story. I hope that MCOM's new assistant dean for historic preservation, an unpaid position that I just created by mayoral fiat, will preserve the photographs, programs, speeches, and other memorabilia from today in some dark vault, so that in 2123, your grandchildren will know how everyone in this room helped to make history today. Thank you for letting me be part of this historic event.
I want to thank you, Bill, and the First Lady of Billings, Ann Cole, for your warm welcome of us and everyone here at MCOM to the city of Billings. My wife, Susan, and I are extremely grateful for your friendship and for making us feel like we belong here in Billings. And with that role modeling, that is what we intend to do with all of our students here, because you all belong here at MCOM and in Billings. Now, it is my great privilege to introduce to you our keynote speaker, who flew in all the way from Washington, D.C. on multiple planes, and there were no emergencies back at the White House. I have become friends with this physician over the past year and have just been impressed and inspired. And he actually invited me to the White House to show me his office and what he did. And he spent several hours with me, showing me very cool things. And I was just so grateful for that opportunity that I knew I had to have him here, because he is so inspirational. He's the physician to arguably the most important patient in the United States, definitely the most protected patient in the United States. So let me introduce to you our keynote speaker, Colonel Kevin O'Connor, DO. Dr. O'Connor completed his medical degree at the New York College of Osteopathic Medicine in 1992 and residency training at the Mountainside Hospital in Montclair, New Jersey, where he was named chief resident in 1995. In 2016, Dr. O'Connor received the Army Surgeon General's A Proficiency Award, the highest level of achievement in the Army Medical Department. Dr. O'Connor served in clinical, academic, leadership, and operational assignments at Fort Bragg and Fort Carson, to include tours of duty with the 82nd Airborne Division, 75th Ranger Regiment, and the United States Army Special Operations Command. Colonel O'Connor was deployed on numerous combat rotations in support of classified missions in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Bosnia. He served as the White House physician starting 2006 over several administrations, providing contingency planning and medical coverage for the President and Vice President anytime, anywhere. After 22 years in the Army and a decade at the White House, Colonel Kevin O'Connor, PO, has joined the George Washington Medical Faculty Associates as Director of Executive Medicine. Additionally, he served as a medical director of international and diplomatic affairs at the George Washington University Hospital, an associate professor of medicine, and senior medical advisor for the Health Sciences program at the School of Medicine and Health Science. Please join me in welcoming Dr. O'Connor.
Ohio. I've got nothing to do with Ohio. I just figured I'd go hang out with you. So thank you very much for that kind, very generous introduction. I've got to meet that guy. Anyway, I'm Kevin O'Connor. I'm a 35th year medical student. It's a pretty cool day, huh? All right, pretty cool. Now, what I want to do is I want you to go ahead and turn and look to the person to your right. Good. Right now, look and turn and look at the person on your left. I got nothing. I just want to see if they can do that. It's always fun thing to do. So Mr. Mayor, Dean Clark, Provost Bilski, Dean Levin, Dean Moore, Dean Lee, other esteemed faculty members, administration, community leaders, student doctors, parents and loved ones here today to celebrate the class of 2027, the inaugural class of Rocky Vista University, Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine. Thank you for allowing me to be here today, be part of a special day as a proud osteopathic physician and alumnus of NYTCOM and Dr. Park. Look, I can think no higher honor than to have an opportunity to speak to medical students. So here you are today, you're about to become osteopathic physicians. So really it's pretty cool. I mean, think about it. You have passed a lot of tests. You've overcame many obstacles. Made very many sacrifices to be here, both the honorees and the ones who love you. All right, so I want you to take a moment, or take just a moment, and feel good about that. Okay, stop. Okay, now, I know this sounds like kind of one of those, just something I have to say things, but I really do remember when I was sitting in those chairs. I was this kid from New Jersey. I was first one to go to college. I was the son and grandson of cops. Lunch lady, always at my school. I came from a classic Irish Catholic family. Where pride meant working hard and sometimes taking for months. Where Alka-Seltzer was the medicine of choice for anything. I remember the visceral fear visceral fear that I felt to actually be. I definitely felt like I was that dog that caught the car. All right, now what? Now I was happy. All right, I mean, did I actually do this? It seemed unfair. It seemed that all my hard work was only leading me to more hard work. So when things started to become a little bit more tangible, what was I writing for? It just didn't seem like the students around me were quite as intimidated as I was. I remember study groups. Playing poker and like Paul and Chris, Dan, Jim, and Tony. Jim and Tony were both in my wedding. Tony and I actually did residency together and we served as best man for one another when we served as the right girls. I remember experiencing life's trials, tribulations, and roommates Karen and Maggie. You see, out of all those people I just mentioned, I hadn't met any of them other than Karen to this day. Right? For that first week of night. So don't just hold on, just as the speaker said, don't just hold on. All right? Go out, make friends, make your friends, you're gonna have to count. You're gonna have to be there for another. Both girls home well after that. So I can remember the first time that I had to, I got to make rounds. When I got to take a history examination, etc. And I genuinely remember individual patients and individual docs who taught me certain dictates in medicine. See, over the past 35 years, I've been extraordinarily privileged. Practicing medicine in very large assortment of ways. From the safety and efficiency of an office or a hospital, while experiencing the perils and emotions of the battlefield, and then in more than a decade in the zero-defect environment of White House global operations. The patients have been young families and senior citizens, soldiers, cabinet secretaries, vice presidents, and presidents. And actually, when I look back, the one thing I think I'm most proud of, one of the few things I'm really proud of, is that if you talk to my closest friends and colleagues, they'll tell you, I've approached each of these patients in exactly the same manner, every one of them, exactly the same way. So there's a few things I picked up over the years that I want to share with you, and hopefully it'll help you as you start out. So now for those of you who are in fact about to don these white coats and wear it, you're going to wear it a lot. Let me tell you this, it's going to change who you are, forever. All right, let's first start off with people are going to start to call you doc. All right? And whether or not you consider yourself someone who's defined by what they do, and you should be. The doc thing is kind of scary. It's going to be woven in the very fabric of who you are. As a first and second year student, I remember I lived in this apartment with my roommate Karen. And I vividly remember a time my dad came up. And I'm not sure what we were doing. We were running errands, maybe we went to the mall or something. But we came back and we were walking into the apartment building, and my neighbor from upstairs, maybe 60-year-old, some guy from upstairs, he came down and we exchanged niceties, and I introduced him, and then he parted to leave, and he said, "All right, well, Charlie, nice to meet you. See you later, Doc." And at that moment, I could tell it hit my dad for the first time that his son was going to be a doctor, right? And seen as a doctor by the whole world. It was a precious, magical moment that I remember so well. Now, he very unfortunately died a few years later, and he didn't really get to see me walk across the stage or anything like that. But it sure hit him like a brick when that guy called me doc. Right? So it was a God wink. You ever hear that? God wink? Just a little gesture from God to let me know he was watching. Right? And maybe he couldn't check just to make sure that I was watching too. Right? More on that in a bit. So now I'm getting a little long in the tooth, and it occurs to me that I've actually been referred to as Doc or Dr. Cotter for longer than I was ever referred to as Kevin. I mean, nobody outside my family calls me Kevin. Everyone calls me Doc. A few years ago, I was at a GW, I worked for Washington University. I went to a basketball game. We were playing my alma mater, St. Bonaventure University. It was halftime. I had my daughters with me, going down to get some popcorn. And I heard this voice, Kevin, is that you? I looked up, there's Luke Brown, a friend of mine from ROTC in college. And he looked up, pulled both his hands out, and he said, Kevin, so whatever happened? Did you ever end up going to medical school? So I was kind of tickled, I was tickled because when I think about it, I've got to try really hard to even remember that I wasn't dumb. They want to catch up on it. So the point is, you never stop in the position. All right? People are always looking for advice and second opinions in the office, at dinner parties, during your daughter's dance recitals, and you realize that always being a doctor means always learning, in order to be the best doctor you can be. That's the case for first and second year students, and the case for a 35th year student like myself. So here's some purely unsolicited advice that I'll give you. First, try not to be too smart. All right? That scares people. All right? For real. There's actually a specific anxiety known as white coat syndrome for that patients have this whole sympathetic discharge, and their blood pressure goes up, their mouth gets dry, and all that. And that's just by being in the presence of somebody wearing a white coat. All right? So now I like to say, I am as dumb as a doctor should be allowed to be. All right? If you are dumber than me, you have no business being a doctor. But if you are too much smarter than me, you can't talk to me. All right? Which kind of makes me a good doctor then. Here's the secret. That makes me a pretty good doctor. Because what makes you a pretty good one, the trick is to think, and more importantly, to speak like a person. All right? Like Hippocrates did. It is more important to know what sort of person has a disease than to know what sort of disease a person has. Way back then. Second, the next couple of years, you're going to be drinking from a fire hose. All right? Yeah, everyone gets that. So if you're feeling utterly overwhelmed, you're doing it right. All right? I mean, after all, they're going to try to kill you. All right? So your biochemistry is working properly. All right? But just keep things in perspective. Right? Remember the astronomer Clifford Stoll declared, data is not information. Information is not knowledge. Knowledge is not understanding. And understanding is not wisdom. All right? At this point, think of the doubtlessly countless hours you're about to invest in as dead energy. All right? You're just filling it up right now. It'll all make sense someday, I promise. All right? Just push the read button on that one. Now, the only way to do it is by sticking to what I call the Dory principle. The Dory principle? Just keep swimming. That's it. Just keep swimming. I've been swimming for a long time. So ask any practicing doctor out there. If we were to come back and audit a class in medical school, what a pretty cool thing to do. We would all look there, and I kid you not, you do it for the old guys like me. Go back and audit a class, and you'll be looking and listening to the professor talking like, that makes sense. Because it does have these forest through the trees. And it may not have made as much sense when it's just a data entry. Okay, third, and most important advice I can give you is the following. You can leave your house in the morning without your wallet. All right? You can leave your house without your keys. You can leave your house even without that most important thing in the world, your phone. But for goodness sake, in medicine as in any other profession, but especially in medicine, don't ever leave your house without a good dose of humility in your pocket. But then again, if you do, don't worry. There will be plenty of people who will be more than happy to give you some. All right, the last two that come to mind are OR nurses, ICU nurses, like the senior residents, fellows, especially surgeons. And actually, all that's okay. It's a necessary part of the process, the learning process, and all part of the experience. Embrace that. Don't get your feelings hurt. But the most powerful of all educators to administer your humility are your patience. It could be a glance that penetrates into your soul and reminds you that you're distracted. You're not really paying attention. Or most dreadful of all lessons, something you simply missed. That you generally didn't understand or realize it was there. Never forget that even good doctors bury their mistakes. Every single patient encounter provides you an opportunity to either immensely help or to heinously hurt another human being or someone else. Don't forget that. Now, enough of that heavy stuff, right? Most of the time it's going to be, we're helping, all right? We're going to help. That's why we're here. So, I'm going to give you my take-home recipe for mitigating the risk of that heavy stuff. Remember, good physicians are always pessimists. All right? If you ever get an optimistic doctor, Get a different doctor. All right, and the president keeps me about this all the time. He said, Doc, you're so dark, you know, it's going to the worst thing. I'm like, what's up, kid? You woke up this morning, right? Yeah. You're welcome. All right, I get paid to be a pessimist. All right, if you don't feel it's probably going to be fine. No, don't ever go with it's probably going to be fine. Prove it. Prove it every time. So I use the same two-step approach to do this every time the disease or something to tell you. Step one, when a patient presents with a complaint, ask yourself, okay, what's going to kill him if I miss it? And then start listing factors in your head, in your notes, that prove that that is not, in fact, what's going on. Worst case scenario. All right? And then move backwards. All right? Then you move backwards until you're left with what's the most likely diagnosis. Now, you'll have the expression when they tell you, common things are common. Okay, they are, but uncommon things are not impossible. They are uncommon. Right? Always maintain what we call a healthy index of suspicion. All right, step two of the two-step approach is answering not the question of what's going on. The answer to that is step one, right? But step two is just as important. What else could be going on? All right, this is what we call the differential diagnosis. Okay, I remember back when I used to teach residents full-time, one of my fellow faculty members was precepting a young resident, and this resident was actually making a pretty good case for her patient having Hashimoto's thyroiditis. All right, it's not just something, it's not like a once-a-week kind of thing in primary care, but it is. But I remember how dismissive this preceptor was. Well, I've been in practice for 11 years, but I've never seen that. I kept a deliberate smile on my face and a respectful tone in my voice, but I pointed out, okay, you haven't seen that, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't seen you, right? Okay, so the resident ordered the lab, and she was right. She maintained a healthy index of suspicion. Now, the final point that I'd like to make to you is where I believe osteopathic medicine, in particular, really changes the landscape. Not exclusively, but mainly. You have to use all of your senses. All right, common sense, the sense of humor, see your patients, hear your patients, get the power of. All right, there's inherently clerical value to the laying on of hands and administering the remedy of human touch. I'm not merely referring to osteopathic manipulative therapy, but I will point out that pretty much every good thing that ever happened to me in my career was somehow, some way, somehow linked back to osteopathic manipulative therapy. That's a different story, but just see. Now, I realize that not every person is equally comfortable with touch. All right, it's an intimate sense. We're not the same. Cultural, personality traits, all that stuff. But you've got to get comfortable. All right, otherwise you might misconnect with the patient, and it's absolutely a skill which can and should be taught, and it can be learned. Brings me to a very specific memory from first year of school in I was standing there, all of us were just standing there, first year students in our first class of osteopathic manipulative medicine. Back then it was called osteopathic principles of practice. And we had Drs. Eileen Giovanni and Stan Shires. You might have heard them. They're kind of legends and guys that know now. Anyway, they're teaching this class, and we feel very, very vulnerable, right? The men are dressed down to nothing but shorts. They're shirtless, bare-chested, and the women are just shorts, multi tops, sports bras, something like that. And so everyone's being really, you feel kind of vulnerable and exposed. You use this way. So they paired us up, then they had us all face one wall with the examiner person behind the patient person. Okay, now palpate this person's back, right along the trapezius. Now take your palms and put them squarely over the shoulder blades. Now kind of lean into them. Flatten your palms against the skin. Feel the temperature. Feel the tissue texture. And they pause. And then Dr. Shire said it best. Okay, you're touching another human being. Get over it. All right? I'll never forget that moment. So regardless, especially, we all examine patients, we all teach and learn from our patients, and we certainly all comfort patients. And I'll do you one better. is absolutely fitting and important to exchange appropriate physical affection for patients. All right, if sound judgment tells you that that is what your patient needs in order for you to most effectively help them. You need to be the one who tells a mother who just found out she's got breast cancer. All right, the one who's going to tell a son his father didn't make it, or the one who had to answer the questions and the fear and the anxiety that every patient has when they're in need. And a lot of times it's going to be good news, right? Hey, it's a boy, it's a girl, or like I used to do, it's a baby. Yeah, but there's no science left for any tumor. Imagine you get to be the ones to look someone in the eye and say, hey man, we're looking at it. There's no signs of regrowth anywhere. Or look at a couple that are like, gee, you guys really seem to be working things out. It's great. All right. You're intimately involved in these patients' lives. And here it is, I'll say it out loud. Darn it, if someone needs a hug them. All right? What if that's the only hug in that patient's life? The practice of medicine, especially osteopathic medicine, is necessarily an interpersonal human relationship. All right, even as technology changes the face of medicine, mostly for the good, if I can champion one behavior which protects this proud profession from losing a defining attribute as we gain, other valuable attributes, I'll be squarely in the corner of touch. All right, touch can symbolize what it means to be a doctor, certainly what it means to be an osteopathic physician. Something you always be, sacred charge and lead. So commit yourself to lifelong learning. You can never be sure where that next patient is going to bring you as you enter the room. I'm a family physician, right? I entered family medicine because I pretty much did the intensive span of our kindergarten. I liked everything, but I didn't like everything so much that I was willing to give the rest of the stuff up. So it was good faith. But that means I can end up seeing anything, so you gotta stay fresh. So for the last few minutes I have with you today, Dean Park asked me to share a reflection that I presented a few months ago when I was honored to curate the American College of Osteopathic Family Physicians annual conference. By the way, he's the president of ACO for the largest specialty college in osteopathic profession. This story involves my youngest daughter, Dylan. She's 19 now and a sophomore at the University of Delaware. Right, who hands? Dylan was born in July of 2004. So bring back July of 2004. We just moved to Fort Carson, Colorado. We had a brand new house built from scratch. Of course, it's typically the case. Construction fell far behind, which meant that Dylan was actually brought home to the State Suite. She was homeless along with mom, dad, and her two older sisters, who were 6 and 2, respectively. But last, this was to be a great Army adventure for the Alcott family. It was actually really cool. Hotel staff put a girl, sat across the door. We had a nice 2-bedroom suite in the hotel. Maybe it was a portable bed. The other 2 slept with us and my in-laws. Chris and I had 1 master bedroom. My in-laws had the other. They came out to help, and I decided it was a great time for me to show how dedicated I was going to be to my new job. In actuality, I'm not that big a hole. Pretty big, but not that. I saved everybody from what we actually in any case, the several weeks went by quickly, and we moved to this beautiful home overlooking Colorado Springs with a picture postcard view of Pikes Peak. Fort Carson is inarguably the nicest place that the Army can send you to. Beyond that, we're pretty much still occupying the Confederacy. Things are going to be great. For the first time that I can think of, I was in a fairly non-deployable position. Chief of family medicine, and we were getting these happy little family. We could sit out on the deck and look out at the Purple Mountains majesty any night if we wanted to. Then I got this phone call. It was one of these phone calls that can either be momentary and meaningless or extremely consequential. You see, the guy who called me that night was my friend, Russ Caldwell. Russ was a regimental surgeon in Carver City for Rangers. He explained to me that the battalion surgeon for 375 had to leave the regiment on short notice, and that the battalion was deploying in 3 weeks. Now, at the time, we had active figures operation in both Iraq and Afghanistan, and we were on an open telephone, so I knew that I didn't ask the superior head to. And keep in mind, I was Lieutenant Colonel at the time. The battalion surgeon position is that of a captain. So that being the case, my assumption was that Russ was simply asking me for names. So I explained to him, dude, you can't just take a Profis doc and drop him into a Ranger battle space. You need somebody who's done this stuff before. He agreed. I went on, some poor hospital guy's got to run right off a mountain in a brownout. He agreed. Man, anybody who does this sort of thing is already doing it. Again, he agreed. Kevin, that's why I'm calling you. And then the light bulb finally went off. Russ was asking me if I could take the rotation. Well, what I'm hearing from my end is that a group of my friends are getting ready to go into harm's way, and they're asking me for help. I don't have to think about that, brother. 3 bags full. Now, I do have a hospital commander and a redheaded commander who might have opinions on this. When you need to know by tomorrow. Got it. Now, part of the story is that I wasn't home that night. I was at the hospital when I received that phone call. I was delivering a baby with a private patient of mine. That meant I never went home. I just rolled into the next meeting day. So I splashed some cold water in my face and walked up to the command suite to speak with Colonel Brian Line, our hospital commander. Now, sure, I was the department chief, but Colonel Line had previously worked within the JSOC community, and so I thought he might give me a fair shake and he'd understand. So I sat down with him and explained the strange and fateful phone call that I'd received the night before. He stared at me silently, processing. You see, Colonel Line was a bit odd at times. He didn't have to be too stark. He often referred to himself in third person. So what you're asking Brian Line is if Brian Line is going to be the guy who prevents Kevin O'Connor from being the first doctor in history to deploy into combat with both Delta Force and the 75th Rangers, Brian Line ain't going to be that guy. Get out of here, start packing. There's an opportunity of a lifetime. You have my full support. Go get ready. Don't worry about this place. So I gave Russ a call. I'm going to go. Now again, you see the theme here. At first glance, it may seem that I was perhaps a bit hasty in my notification process. Perhaps I had prematurely checked off a couple verification boxes in my decision matrix. Come on. The lovely and fetching Mrs. O'Connor was certainly going to be supportive. But that was more of a face-to-face conversation, and I was still at work. I was only thinking of her. Anyway, I finished my day and I got home in an atypically reasonable hour, around 6 o'clock. We would be dining together this evening at a table like a real family. I had all the environmentals carefully planned. How was your day, she asked. That seemed odd. My caution light didn't break brightly. How's the baby? Was the boy or girl? Okay, that seemed less suspicious. I kicked off my boots. I got a call from your friend, Buck Benson. Oh, snap. Buck Benson was the PA at JSOC who was coordinating my orders. All right. Oh, yeah, what did Buck have to say? Oh, something along the lines, he had a really strong Southern accent. I'll tell you what, Christine. Nobody calls her Christine, she's Chris. It's Christine with the computer. You married yourself a brave man. There ain't many men that you can call in the middle of the night and ask to deploy with Rangers into combat with less than 3 weeks' notice. I tell you, when it's 4th down and 40, I know who I'm giving the ball to. Kevin O'Connor. She said, I thought we were done with that spooky special ops stuff. You see, Buck had no idea that I hadn't been home. Look, I know you have a tough time with me and the kids. If you tell me not to do it, I get it. Where are you going? She asked. I didn't ask. I can't stand it right. But seriously, you don't want me to go. I totally get it. And she said, no, come on, this job is administrative and it's great here to everyone. They should hate every bit. If you didn't go, guys got hurt. You never forgive yourself. You probably never forgive me either. I ended up being a bitter resentment. That's what you do, and apparently you're pretty good at it. So just go. She's good. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking peaches and cream 24/7 or anything. But Chris has never asked me not to take a job that I want. And that's a big deal when it comes to assignments. So I always appreciate it. But you're wondering why this Afghanistan trip had anything to do with my little daughter, Dylan. See, Dylan is my kid who has the exceptionally high EQ, the emotional quotient. She's capable of true empathy and no exaggeration. Well, that day in her 4th grade class, the teacher asked her friend Mackenzie to pass out flyers for an upcoming event. The event, which was scheduled for the following week, was Don't Mess with Dad. Dylan immediately jumped up and said, here, Mackenzie, I'll help you pass those out. You see, Mackenzie's dad had died in war, and Dylan knew that. The teacher knew that too, but she just wasn't thinking. So that night at dinner, Dylan told us what had happened, and I was really glad that she'd seen the opportunity and stood up for her friend. And she was really upset with the teacher's insensitivity. So was I. She goes, Dad, I don't even think that Mackenzie should have to be in the classroom that morning to see how everyone else do you think that maybe you could take the two of us to IHOP or something like that, during that same time? And I thought that was great. It was wonderful. So the following week, Dylan and I picked up Mackenzie and headed to IHOP. I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable, so I addressed the elephant in the car correctly. So Mackenzie, Dylan tells me that he was just a baby when your dad died. She said, I don't really remember him. Yeah, do you know what unit he was in? So he was in the 82nd Airborne Division parachute. So that's great. I was in the 82nd for a while, too, long time. Did you ever learn about what happened? Was it a gunfight or a blast, or you really don't want to know that stuff? And about those terrible things. And she said, all I know is that every time anybody in the family gets together, they say how weird it was. It's involved water. And he was in Afghanistan, which is mostly desert. My heart sank. This could not be. We arrived at IHOP and I changed the subject of school activities and tried not to seem distracted during our breakfast. You see, the last time that I was in Afghanistan was 2005. Dylan was a baby in Colorado Springs, Colorado. In 2005, Mackenzie was a baby at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. In 2005, I deployed from Fort Carson, Colorado to Fort Benning, Georgia to Afghanistan. Sergeant Stoddard, Mackenzie's dad, were deployed from Fort Bragg, Afghanistan. Now, during this rotation, I was in the 75th Rangers. Most of the time, we perform missions in a pretty self-contained fashion, utilizing one of the other elements of the JSON. If there's one hit up in the mountains one night, we had a slice from the 82nd Airborne Division. They joined us to provide peripheral cordon security. The weather was bad. It was really thick fog and everything. It was difficult to see the viewpoint. The mountain roads in Afghanistan were really narrow, especially on the switchbacks. Well, in the fog, one of the Humvees from the 82nd element had to pass on the side front tire and catch the exit road. We rolled off the mountain into one of the only rivers in Afghanistan. 4 paratroopers. The water at this location was swift water. In current conditions at night, we had very few good options for effective rescue, but the Rangers will never leave a fallen comrade to fall in the hands of the enemy. That is a stanza. We would have to use search and rescue, the Air Force pararescue, and PJs. The preeminent search and rescue experts probably don't quit. I remember hastily planning with the PJs. We're going to have to plan for a daylight aerial search rescue recovery in a very non-permissive area within the Inaugural province. This reason, this is the reason the planning stands out in my mind so profoundly, is that I remember how impressed I was with the raw skill of the PJs. When we sat down on a map, they pointed out to an area which is miles and miles away from the crash site as the most likely location recovery remains. It seemed way too far away to both myself and the Ranger Commander, but the PJs explained their calculations and methodology. They were the professionals, so we executed on their recommendations. We recovered all 4 paratroopers within about a quarter mile of PJ predictions. We returned to base with the paratroopers' remains and prepared them for their angel flight. Now you tell me this. You tell me that any of this was random. Right? The fact that from Fort Carson, Colorado, I would find myself in Afghanistan involved in the recovery of a fallen paratrooper from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, both with babies in our respective homes. Fast forward 10 years or so later, now both these little babies are in Crofton, Maryland, and my little baby instinctively responded to protect the feelings of her friend who had been that random paratrooper's little baby. You tell me that that's random. It's not. There was a reason Sergeant Stoddard and I were involved together in 2005, and there was a reason that Dylan and Mackenzie were friends together in that classroom in 2015. You see, we are all threads in a vast tapestry. Each one of us has the potential to profoundly impact the lives of one another. The effect may be realized immediately or maybe realized in a decade in a way that we could never imagine. We need to cherish and fortify that connection to one another, that interpersonal human relationship. And I know that Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine, this wonderful new gem of a medical school, is going to make sure that you realize the precious role that you play in this world. It will assure that you are prepared for that life mission. It will help you recognize the role of spiritual health in the lives of your patients. You recognize those special moments, those God meets. I've spoken with Dr. Park about it extensively. You are all blessed, and you belong here. You better recognize that. So in closing, thank you. The opportunity to prepare these remarks allowed me to review my priorities and what exactly I thought might be important to tell a bunch of brand new student doctors about only after the much said to tell you. What I think and what you need to hear before the training starts rolling too fast, you know? Yeah, so be sure to make some friends along the way. Don't be too smart. Maintain a respectful index of suspicion at all times. Always demonstrate humility. And don't be afraid to hug a patient or place a hand on the shoulder to soothe or comfort. Always incorporate spiritual health in your life and in your encounters. Recognize God links. And hey, don't take it from me, take it from Hippocrates, that guy who most people know about his Inaugural quote, right? But he's got another one that is lesser known that I've always appreciated. It's a very cuttingly concise counsel we just follow. Cure sometimes, treat often, comfort always. So MCOM, inaugural class of 2027, I am so proud of you. I am so excited for you and your families as you launch this noble undertaking. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Congratulations. Go and do good work. God bless America. Here you go.
Thank you for reminding us how blessed we are, and for all that you and the other military folks have done to protect our freedoms. And also that quote that you talked about, that everything that's good happened to you in your encounters had to do with the use of your hands and OMT. That's something that's going to be very special for our students who are learning this very specialized way of treating patients. Talk about laying of the hands. And so utilizing OMT to help find structural problems and help treat them with manual manipulation techniques to help make the patient feel better and heal faster is an amazing tool and a blessing that they're doing. So thank you. Now, I believe we are at that point where I get to introduce Dr. Lee, Assistant Dean of Clinical Education and Graduate Medical Education. Dr. Lee is an internist. He has been a program director here at the Willis Clinic in Internal Medicine residency, and he too is a wonderful academician and a friend, and he will talk about the significance of the lung code. Dr. Lee?
Thank you, everyone. When I was asked to talk about the significance of white coat by Dean Blevins at Park, I thought to myself, was it because I've been around a while and the white hair? But in reality, I reflect back, my very first white coat was well over 30 years ago. And I hope to impart some concepts that will be lasting in your memory about the significance of this. But I have to start with a story, because last night I was having dinner with my mom. And some of you eventually meet her. She is the classic Chinese tiger mom. And I was talking about the opportunity to come up to speak to all of you about the white coat, the first white coat. And my mom, out of the blue, says, "Oh, I still have that." Now, my mom is the type of mom that has my first cloth diaper, okay? But the mere fact that she squirreled away this really short, small white coat, I was going to bring it as a prop, but it's still packed with all the stuff. I was very moved because I was thinking, wow, my mom saved that for me. And I looked at her and I asked her, why have you had it all these years? And she looked square into my eyes and said, because it was the best decision I ever made for you. and stuff, and I just thanked her. But I do want to acknowledge, with that story, true story, I do want to acknowledge that it is really amazing to see the family support that you have here for your embarkment on this journey. So I'd like to give an applause for that. Thanks. So thank you all for supporting the next generation of doctors, families and friends. What is it about the white coat? You will have more than one white coat, but that first one has a particular significance. And although it warms my heart to see that over the years and decades, this tradition continues, sometimes we forget the actual meaning of what that white coat is. So I'm going to share with you just some historical notes. When you think back about the depiction of a white garb, justice is oftentimes depicted as a painting or statue that's blinded with scales, but adorned in a white robe. Similarly, Aesculapius, who was the Greek god of healing and thought to be the father of medicine, wore a white toga. And many people regard that white coat as Aesculapian privilege or the cloak of compassion. So there are, through the millennia, a great foundation in the symbol of a white garb, which is the core of what you're receiving today. But contrast that with historical contrasts, like death. Death is garbed, often portrayed in a black cloak with a scythe. And even during the Black Plague, physicians, medicine was very different then. Physicians lost their status as healers and wore black, started wearing black, because they were perceived as the harbingers of death. When a physician came to treat somebody with the plague, it was oftentimes to provide coffins and to hallmark death. As a result of that era, physicians for many years, through the 19th century, wore black. And oftentimes, this was because wearing your best black attire or dark attire was a symbol of respect for patients, but also the seriousness of the interaction between the physician and the patients. And patients oftentimes wore their Sunday best, and physicians wore their Sunday best. And so for a century there, physicians wore black or dark suits. It wasn't until Joseph Lister, who is an English surgeon in the late 19th century, who taught us a lot about bacterial infections and in the OR, and put out the concept that wearing white and antiseptic techniques would be better for patient care. And so after Joseph Lister, the concept of wearing a white lab coat, white garb, started from there. So in the 20th century, the white coat continues to be a symbol of medical authority and respect. And despite all of the advancements we've had in medicine, it continues to be that way and more revered. This event is special because it does remind me of the ceremony I had over 30 years ago, and I know many of the faculty here may have also participated in the white coat ceremony, and it does leave that lifelong impression about this is the time that you started on your journey, and it symbolizes your embrace into going into a career for healing. The white coat stands for hard work, dedication, and the highest ethical standards in service to patients. And so even though this is not going to be your only white coat, it will be your first one and the most meaningful. And maybe 30 years from now, your parent may bring it out of the closet and share it back with you. I have had the wonderful opportunity to work with tens of thousands of students over my lifetime. And being actively involved with the recruiting process for all of you who are here to represent us, I have to say that I am so proud to be able to have a wonderful cohort of students to really take on this next journey. So thank you.
Dr. Lee, and now we are at that point you have all been waiting for, the presentation of the white coats. The faculty that will coat our student doctors are Dr. Lee, Dr. Moore, Dr. Wild, Dr. Gao, Dr. Yancey, Dr. Kinder, Dr. Coleman. The student doctors will process to the stage and individually announce themselves. They will state their name, school where they received their highest degree, and hometown. If they are in the military, they will also state their rank and branch. We will start with the Master of Medical Science students.
Joshua Soriano, Deer Lodge, Montana, the University of Montana.
Lauren Shasha, Mitchell, South Dakota, Morningside University.
Trey Hable, Utah Valley University, Kalispell, Montana.
Bianca McCravey, Brasilia, Brazil, the Portland State University.
Mackenzie Jackson, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Alberta University. Sydney Martinez, Moses Lake, Washington, University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
And now we will ask our medical students to come forward.
Oliver Edward, Boulder, Colorado, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Alexandra Urquiza, Miami, Florida, Dartmouth College.
Sarah Neely, Plainville, Massachusetts, University of Connecticut.
Giselle Heights, Miami, Florida, Florida Atlantic University.
Ashley Ban, Richmond, Virginia, University of Virginia.
Cora Wayland, Santa Clara, California, Loyola Marymount University.
Madison Rust, Austin, Texas, Connecticut College.
Leslie Lucas Velasquez, Covina, California, University of California, Los Angeles, Second Lieutenant, United States Army.
Alexis Elbers, Bismarck, North Dakota State University.
Madison Lather, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Montana State University. Brooklyn Brecky Cumley, Kuna, Idaho, Montana State University.
Christopher Colby, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Marion University. Connor Dahl, Crofton, Nebraska, Wayne State College, Ensign, United States Navy.
Kyle Horn, San Jose, California, Baylor University.
John Harvey, Fargo, North Dakota, Concordia College.
Matthew Morlad, Katy, Texas, Texas A&M University.
Michael Momini, Crestview, Florida, the University of Texas at Dallas, Second Lieutenant, United States Army.
Hannah Tisdall, Spearfish, South Dakota, University of South Dakota.
Callie Steer, Littleton, Colorado, Western Colorado University. Elisa Savchenko, Queens, New York, Boston University.
Brian Rosina, Hammond, Wisconsin, the University of North Dakota.
Alex Chabot, Sioux Falls, South Dakota,
Creighton University, Second Lieutenant, U.S. Army.
Tyler Sextro, Grand Island, Nebraska, University of Nebraska-Lincoln. DJ Peretti, Billings, Montana, Montana State University.
Nestor Peralta, Cypress, California, California State University, Long Beach.
Erica Watson, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Eastern Virginia Medical School.
Amelia Dunlap, Lawrence, Kansas, University of Kansas.
Kalispell, Montana, Montana State University, Second Lieutenant, United States Army.
Emma Moore, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Clemson University.
Madison Gadara, Broomfield, Colorado, University of Wyoming. Natalie Rapp, Centennial, Colorado, Colorado State University.
Emily Reinke, Billings, Montana, Concordia University, Wisconsin.
Bo Griffin, Maureen Morgan, Northwest Nazarene University.
Cecil Paulette, Billings, Montana, Brigham Young University.
Presley, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Texas A&M University.
Carson Hovey, Yuma, Arizona, Brigham Young University, Idaho.
Christy Warnham, Billings, Montana, Bob Jones University.
Watson, Portland, Oregon, Portland State University.
Mackenzie Fox, Yorkville, Illinois, Michigan Technological University.
Jared Briscoe, Clinton, Utah, Brigham Young University, Ensign, United States Navy.
Kendall Mehta, Hicksville, New York, State University of New York at Hicksville, near Stony Brook. Rohan Wadwa, Orlando, Florida, University of South Florida.
Austin Allen, Port St. Lucie, Florida, Florida State University, U.S. Air Force Second Lieutenant.
Gabriel Gott, Northville, Michigan, Central Michigan University.
Masha Krasnov, Los Angeles, California, University of California, Los Angeles.
Nicholas Gates Martin, Canton, Connecticut, University of Connecticut.
Thomas Polgar, Omaha, Nebraska, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Jacob Rubel, Panama City, University of Florida, Go Gators.
Ian Ross, St. Louis, Missouri, Webster University.
Siegfried Muller, Orono, Minnesota, University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
John Rawls, St. Louis, Missouri, University of Dallas, Ensign, United States Navy.
Andrew Flick, Burlington, North Dakota, University of North Dakota, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force.
Jared Bombier, Seattle, Washington, Seattle University.
Lamb.
Haley Schilling, Fort Collins, Colorado, University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Eric Warnock, Dayton, Ohio, and the Ohio State University.
Carter Williamson, Arizona State University, 2nd Lieutenant, United States Army.
Samuel Trainer, Algona, Iowa, the University of Northern Iowa.
Jason Van Horn, Billings, Montana, Montana State University, Billings.
Christine Floyd, Lone Tree, Colorado, University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, 2nd Lieutenant, United States Army.
Tanya Baker, Kalispell, Montana, Montana State University, U.S. Navy, Ensign.
Quinn Nace, Fairbanks, Alaska, University of Alaska, Fairbanks.
Hamza Dodge, Canton, Michigan, Wayne State University.
Cole Eastep, New Richmond, Wisconsin, Drake University.
Nathan Roberts, Nashville, Tennessee, Auburn University.
Tommy Winkelhofer, Fairway, Kansas, Kansas State University. Logan Pazernick, Waubon, Minnesota, University of North Dakota.
Angelina Rubich, Billings, Montana, Montana State University, Billings.
Richard Sloan, Corydon, Iowa, Montana State University, Billings.
Julia Wozak, Westford, Massachusetts, Union College.
Jacob Travers, Newfane, New York, State University of New York at Fredonia.
I'm Grayson Palmer from Clinton, North Carolina, graduate of the Ohio State University.
My name is Travis Fisher, Riverton, Wyoming, Montana State University.
Keaton Hayataka, Missoula, Montana, University of Oregon, Ensign, United States Navy.
Riley Bruns, Billings, Montana, Montana State University.
Olivia Pavlich, Bernie, Texas, University of South Florida.
Trey Carr, Tampa, Florida, University of South Florida.
Callie Kramer, Wheaton, Minnesota, University of Minnesota.
Elizabeth Dominic, New Milford, Connecticut, Midwestern State University.
Our Assistant Dean of Preclinical Education and retired Navy Commander Dr. John Moore to come up here and lead our students in the osteopathic oath. Dr. Moore?
All right, students, if you could please stand. The DOs on stage and in the crowd, if you could stand as well. And these two. Make sure you have your program in front of you. And for this oath, we're going to say it together. You are not going to repeat after me. So I will get us started, and then we will all finish together. The osteopathic oath. Please raise your right hand. I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and life of my patients to retain their confidence and respect both as a physician and a friend, to guard their secrets with scrupulous honor and fidelity, to perform faithfully my duties, to employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and with my skill and ability, keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity to provoke. I will be ever vigilant in aiding the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which would in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person who would be asked. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation, and never by word or by act casting imputations upon them or their right practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biologic truths to the healing arts and to develop principles of osteopathy, which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. Thank you.
Now, students, you may be seated. And now it is my privilege to introduce to you Rocky Vista University Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Ed Bilson.
Thank you, David, and congratulations again from all of us at RVU. This is an amazing day for family members as well, as you heard from Dr. Lee and his recollection of his mom. So congratulations from all of us. I'm Ed Bilski. I serve as the Provost and Chief Academic Officer at Rocky Vista University. It is a privilege to say these closing remarks on behalf of Dr. Forstein, the President, and the rest of the RVU leadership team. First, thank you all that have made this day so special. The staff and faculty, and we are all so excited to celebrate your acceptance into the medical profession into the master's program. I want to give a special shout out to Mayor Billings, Bill Cole. It's awesome to have him here with the history, who personifies really the friendliness and the enthusiasm that this city has embraced for Rocky Vista. Steve Armstrong, thank you for your education and the work that you have done on behalf of the Executive Advisory Council, making this day possible. And it really is a privilege also to hear our keynote speaker, Dr. Kevin O'Connor. He exemplifies the leadership and compassion and care of the entire osteopathic profession. I myself have participated in over 20 white coat ceremonies for colleges of osteopathic medicine from coast to coast. My first was back in 2001 at the University of New England. That program was in its 23rd year of operation, but it still had some of the original founding faculty and staff that were there from the start. I truly cherish the stories that those founders told me about the inaugural class, Herculean efforts, improvisation, resourcefulness, and all that was needed to launch that college. From hand-building anatomy tables to a covert weekend run over to a defunct liberal arts college in southern Maine, where they basically scavenged old chairs, tables, and lecterns, literally a week before classes were going to start. That college was launched with an austere budget of less than $1 million. Amazing. The employees formed a special bond with the students as they worked together to develop and learn, master the curriculum. They were successful due in large part to their shared vision of what the COM could be, along with the urgent unmet medical need in northern New England. My time at Pacific Northwest University and its COM was somewhat similar, but more closely timed with the foundings of Pacific Northwest University. They welcomed their first class in 2008. I arrived in 2017. So there were many friends that I forged friendships with that were founding board members, funders, and the founding faculty and staff. Again, it was that strong mission and a sense of purpose that brought them together blended local talent with others who were recruited from across the United States. I recently celebrated with them the first class graduating their 10th anniversary, and hearing the stories and the impact that they have had on that community, including the establishment of a free medical clinic that is now the largest in terms of patient volume in the state of Washington, is truly inspiring. There's no pressure on these students, but I think they're going to exceed those expectations and do some amazing things for Billings, Montana, and the entire United States. So you are all pioneers willing to take on some risk and uncertainty, while at the same time tapping into the creativity and the excitement that only a new campus or a new program really catalyzes. That energy I feel when I've been on this campus now for the third time. Under Dr. Park's leadership, a talented and committed group of faculty and staff have designed the learning spaces aligned with the innovative curriculum, as well as securing the outstanding clinical partnerships that are going to be the next 4 years of your life. The cities of Billings and the state of Montana have welcomed you with enthusiasm and kindness, and you're really already giving back with the community service that you're performing. That is one of our core values that we take so seriously. So I will be a frequent visitor to your campus. I'll engage the student body in many different ways. I'm committed to teaching, also helping the support of the clubs and the electives, your scholarly activity, anything that I can do to help you succeed. I wish you all the very best, and I look forward to talking more with you at the barbecue. With that, I'm going to introduce Dr. Terry Blevins, who's going to finish the remarks, and I'm going to make sure Mayor Cole gets the book back too.
Wow, congratulations, students. I'll have another round of applause for them. The future of medicine is looking bright, and it's been such a pleasure to work with you these last 2 weeks. We're looking forward to more. I want to take just a couple of minutes to express appreciation to all the people who have made this day possible. Seated behind me is many of the MCOM faculty. I want to thank them for their dedication and their commitment to our students, to teaching and mentoring all of us. To the families and loved ones who have supported these students on this journey, thank you for your support and your encouragement for them. They're going to continue to need that. To the student affairs team and countless other staff members and faculty who have worked tirelessly on this event behind the scenes, thank you for ensuring that this day is indeed memorable. This concludes the white coat ceremony. We invite you to stick around, take pictures, take lots of pictures, enjoy downtown Billings, maybe have lunch down here or do some shopping. There are so many things in walking distance of this theater. We invite you then to join us on the MCOM campus where your medical student will be getting their training. We will have hot dogs and hamburgers should you wish to eat with us there. We look forward to seeing all of you. Faculty members, will you lead our students out of the auditorium?